Welcome to On the Chain.
So here it is right there. So Ripple leads the way for creating the first digital currency for Montenegro. And Jeff, I spent a little time in Montenegro. I got to tell you, man, I've been to, it's just a phenomenal, it's right next to Croatia there. Of course.
The oceans look like that? Is that for real?
Yeah, absolutely does. I got to show you the pictures that I have. It look amazing. Look absolutely amazing. So it's a small country, but in Southeastern Europe, part of the Balkans. December 21, Ivan Boskovic, the former director of payment systems and financial tech department of the Central Bank of Montenegro, published an article in the Currency Research titled Central Bank of Montenegro, How to Boost Banking and Payment Innovation in a Small Developing Economy. And basically, he just said the transformation of existing conditions matters because it's a fundamental source of long-term growth. Fostering innovation brings with it several challenges depending on the level of development, market size, or even the geographic position of a country. So when compared to the front runners, small markets face barriers that are much more challenging than those found in advanced economies. So it's kind of like, the way he's looking at this is it gives a smaller player, a small, regional country, that on par type of potential with some of the larger countries. Like if you look at Singapore, Luxembourg, and Malta, they're pretty much the front runners, but then you've got the visionary policies that paid off. Now they're treated as role models for, especially when we think about Singapore. It's like every other country has crypto regulation, Jeff. And what's the first one? Singapore, it's like Japan, UK. So we throw all of those out there. On January 18th, Montenegro's prime minister reported his meeting with Brad Garlinghouse, who's Ripple's CEO, and James Wallace, who's Ripple's VP for central bank engagements and CBDCs. And then according to the translation by Google, which I guess it's close, Dr. Abrovic told his Twitter followers that we discussed the development of a payment infrastructure that provide greater financial accessibility and inclusion. Montenegro open to new value and investments. In cooperation with Ripple and the central bank, we launched the pilot project to build the first digital currency or stable coin for Montenegro. So there it is right there. Look at that. And this picture, I remember, was this tweeted out a while? Yeah, January 18th. Yeah. Garlinghouse is like, okay, man. He's looking at his face like, okay, we got this. Okay. He's like, so it's a weird look there. He's like, I don't know if we can do it. Garlinghouse is like, come on, man. We're Ripple. What do you think we're going to do?
Ripple, Garlinghouse.
Look at his face. Here it is, an engaged crew, and apparently that's what it says. Jeremy Hogan, a partner at the American law firm Hogan & Hogan, explained how the XRP ledger could work with the central bank digital currency. He said the XRP ledger was created in 2012 by David Schwartz, Jeb McCaleb, Arthur Brito, and the XRP is the native currency of the XRP ledger. And it's also not a security, Jeff. Were you aware of that?
I did not. I had no idea.
Well, Gary Gensler apparently has an idea, and he thinks it's security. And it's like if you went up to him and said, hey, how about those oranges and the Howey that come out of the Howey test with the orange grows? Are they the security? No. So how can XRP be the security? Bam. Just give him an old shot right in the face, Jeff. John Deaton put out a cool tweet here. And Lewis Cohen, who Lewis was supposed to come on the show, he said, send him an email. I did send him an email. I don't know if we ever got back. But the relevant question at any given time was whether the LBC, which is that library token, is being sold as an investment contract transaction. Is the seller at the time of the sale inducing the buyer to purchase from her, making undertakings to the buyer about the profit potential of the asset? John Deaton said the application of the Howey is not that difficult to analyze. Those involved in crypto litigation and regulatory policy must get judges and U.S. regulators / legislatures to stop focusing on the token itself. The token itself is actually somewhat irrelevant to the Howey analysis. And it's like, he has to say this over and over again. And does it have to be said, Jeff? It's like, the oranges were not the security. The XRP is not the security. It's the whole scheme in which it's packaged. And it's the scheme behind it. He goes on to say that Hester Peirce herself criticized her colleagues at the SEC for focusing too much on the token itself. Watch her interview by Tony from Thinking Crypto below and go to the minute and 58 minutes second mark. And it says, a sitting commissioner of the SEC made the point that, and this is, I think that's Lewis Cohen, same one that Lewis Cohen's making. She said, we tend at the SEC to talk about the token itself as a security, and that's really a shorthand. What we've done now is we've said the orange groves are kind of like the security. Of course, making a jest, and it's really not, but that's just going to show you where we're at.
It isn't, and it's just too much.
So I wanted to put this up there. Let's play this video. I want to play the next one, these two tweets. You want to get your opinion on this, Jeff? I'm not going to say anything about it. I just want to get your opinion on it. So here we go. So Wheezy tweeted out here. It said, XRP News, a person speaking at Rana Shaud's assistant special agent in charge of the Homeland Security investigations. Does the government know who Satoshi is, and did they meet with him? So this has come up before. So here we go. Let's listen to this, Jeff. Let's listen in and see what
Walker's bank questioned him about his crypto investment.
Interesting. Here we go. Let's listen in.
We looked at Bitcoin. It was the most prevalent at that point. We had seized quite a bit of it, millions of dollars worth under the Silk Road investigation. So one of our agents who started looking at another online marketplace through the deep web, which was called Black Market Reloaded, they were sending weapons through packages and ordering them on the dark web. And he was really, really smart, forward-leaning agent. And he goes, I want to go interview Satoshi Nakamoto. And we're like, what? He said, yeah, I want to go interview this guy. And at the time, we're like, hey, it's a figment of somebody's imagination. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not true. So, we had all this pushback from our headquarters. And we thought, hey, if an agent wants to go talk to him and we have some money, why don't we send him? Let's find out how this works. So as it came to be, the agents flew out to California and they realized that he wasn't alone in creating this. There were 3 other people, and they sat down and met with them and talked to them to find out how this actually works and what their reason for it was. We looked at Bitcoin. It was the most
Okay, Jeff. So what they're alleging here is that a really smart, forward-thinking agent, the FBI, or the CIA, whatever it was, they flew out to California, met with Satoshi Nakamoto. It turns out Satoshi Nakamoto was really a culmination of not only Satoshi, but 3 other people. So 4 people in total. Turns out they live in California. So Jeff, your thoughts on this story of being a possibility that, and we've heard it floated around many, many times, that they met with Satoshi?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I believe that if we go back to the whole Satoshi, I do believe that it's more than one person, and.
But I'm asking you, did these agents meet Satoshi?
Oh, did these
Nakamoto?
guys meet him? I don't think they did.
No way,
I don't
dude.
think so.
So who was the people?
If they were able to meet with Satoshi, the word would have gotten out. It wouldn't just be, oh, hey, we met with them, and nobody still, no one. We're not going to let you know who it was. Nobody knows who it is. It would have already been out. The bag, it would have been, the cat would have been out of the bag, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, so you're so how do you connect these dots? You're out there. Think about it, Jeff. You're out there, essentially browsing the dark webs, right? You come across the website.
Yeah.
The next thing you know is you're flying to California and you're meeting with Satoshi and 3 other people. Sounds a little bit
shady.
This just sounds a little bit off. So of course,
now, of course, if they're on the dark web, of course they can run into Satoshi.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, you're on the dark web. It's like, yeah, we're Satoshi. Come out.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, we're all Satoshi. I'm Satoshi.
We're all Satoshi. I'm Satoshi. It's like, I'm Negan. I'm Satoshi. Right? It's like from The Walking Dead. It's like the same type of thing. So then, digital asset investor, the SEC knows and knew who Satoshi is and created policy making its commodity with their knowledge. Let's listen in and see what we think about that.
But in all seriousness, I think this was the best demo of their agency because I want them to keep their jobs and, have wonderful careers. And I could come up with how cryptocurrency works. This is not going to be a technical explanation. Maybe the guy from SEC, Martin, right? No, you don't want to do a technical explanation of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or the blockchain. I do want to say that both of these folks are government employees, SEC and Homeland Security. So anything that I say certainly does not reflect upon them. But in all seriousness, I think.
Okay, so what does that tell you? It tells me that 2 guys, one of them named Martin, somebody else from the SEC, was in attendance at a show. according to Digital Asset Investor, it says, now we know the SEC was there at the presentation. Check, I believe that. This is proof the SEC knows and knew who Satoshi is. How is that proof? I'm missing that point. Did I miss that one?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out how this is all connected. You know,
It's
exactly.
not proof. I mean, nobody knows for sure who they met with. I mean, and why were they so eager to meet? And then all of a sudden,
Well-
so if Homeland Security knows or no one says anything about it, it's like, oh,
If somebody knew, I mean, by this
Jeff.
time, I'm not buying it.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.